everybody, welcome back to the channel and happy BHM Pattern Designers 25 Sewing Challenge. Welcome to those who are new and welcome back to those who continue to tune in from week to week. I appreciate it. And for those who are back, maybe even for those who are new, you know this is BHM Pattern Designer Sewing Challenge, where you stitch, crochet, quilt, knit, make a handbag, make a garment, make a whatever. As long as it's by a black pattern designer, you have until February 1st to start your stitching until the 28th of February, and post tag, I'll pop up the rules here, to make your entry. And of course, tag me. I have seen a couple tags come across here on YouTube to watch videos. It is an Instagram entry, so you do have to post on Instagram and everything. It's an Instagram sewing challenge. But if you have a YouTube channel and you're going to do a video and stuff, I would love to see it. And so I have to catch up on some of those videos because I've recently seen some tags and everything, so I will be watching those soon as I am working on some other things. But as you can tell by the title, this is the start and I'll tell you why it's the start of the Sassy Sweatsuit by Patterns by D. I don't have a full look for you today, but we're going to get into it. If you missed this video, this is the Kalayla Ali, the whole short set that I made. That was in the previous video, I think, before this one. I believe the video before this one. Go check that out. And don't forget, on the website, I'll leave it down in the description box, there are discount codes from different sponsors. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors. We have online sponsors, and then I have retreat sponsors. Yeah, take advantage of those discounts. I'll leave them down. I'll leave the link to the website again down in the description box, so you can hop on over to that. Speaking of, let me say this before I jump into it and share. And plus, I'm going to share with y'all my experience I had at Joann Fabrics. My location, actually all the ones in my area are closing, in the Houston area. And so, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. I was none too pleased, but stay tuned. First of all, thank you. You all know I went live and packed your orders. Got well over 40 orders in for the merch drop, and I greatly appreciate all of your support. I really do. I was surprised, I was shocked, but then at the same time I was like, I think people are going to love these things, and so I'm happy to see you all love them, and they'll continue on. My goal is once a quarter to have a new design of the things you seen drop, you know, colors, different stuff like that. So stay tuned for all of that. But also, because the retreat, so for those who might be new and haven't heard this before, I am hosting a sewing retreat. It is the BHM Pattern Designers Luxury Sewing Retreat, and I'll leave a link to the form down in the description box. But if you go to the website now, you see what this year's retreat is all about. Next year, it will be a little bit different. A lot more will be going on at the retreat in 2026. But if you are interested, or you think you might be interested, and you want to be notified when registration open, which the day you're seeing this is actually just the next, it's today, I'm recording this, is the 15th. So the 16th is when you see this. The week of the 16th is when registration will open for 2026. And the thing that will be required at that time will be the deposits. And everything is on that form. I'll leave a link to it if you're interested. I highly suggest you get on it, because again, while I was able to expand and open it up to more people, it's still limited. And so, and last year it went like that for people. And so if you think you might be interested, the deposit required, everything is on that form. Go down to the link in the description box if you are interested. After you read everything, sign up, because you will be the first to get the notification first to pay your deposit to secure your spot for 2026, and then I'll open it up to general after that. So that's about the retreat. And speaking of the retreat, let me tell you this. So I have on the retreat t-shirt. Quite a few of you ordered the t-shirt and the mug. So remember the mug, remember the 15-ounce mug, luxury sewing retreat. Everybody who's attending the retreat is getting this for free in their goodie bags, or it's included, I should say, in their goodie bags. And so yeah, the shirt and the mouse pad that has the same design on it is only available until February 28th. And because this is listed as a pre-sale and the time of turnaround for shipping is 2 to 3 weeks, keep in mind this is February 16th you're seeing this. The retreat is next week, so I will be out of commission from the 24th through the 28th. And so pretty much all next week, right? Not this coming week, but the 24th through the 28th. So if you do order this week, totally fine. Just know you are going to probably be more of that person who gets your stuff in that 2 to 3 week time frame, your notification there. So, but I packaged up and mailed out quite a bit already. And yeah, very excited. So thank you all for that. So if you're interested in participating in the sewing challenge, where you see who our sponsors are, all of that, link in the description. If you're interested in attending the multi-day luxury sewing retreat, remember we include food, machines, everything, all the things in the description box. That will be down below. But if you do, you only have until the 28th for this t-shirt, the mug, and the retreat mouse pad. Everything else you can order at any time. But anyway, all that to say, let's switch gears and talk about this pattern. All right, so this is the Patterns by D Sassy Sweatsuit. I will say up front, she do have a sew along. She's on YouTube. D is on YouTube, so she has a full sew along for her sweatsuit here on YouTube if you feel like you need it. I didn't look at it, so I don't know. I can't speak to that part of the Sassy Sweatsuit pattern. However, when this dropped last year, this dropped in 2024. I forget what time frame it dropped, but I knew when I saw it, when it dropped, I was getting it for the retreat. I just felt like this will be something so comfortable to wear at the retreat. Now, for those who are wondering, I don't do off the shoulder. That's just not my thing. And so I'm wearing a tank. So when I do drop, the idea I have in my head is I drop one shoulder and I'll have the tank, and you'll see the tank strap. So yeah, that's how I plan to wear it. And but for and you'll see, I'll pop up video here. You'll see, because the only thing I finished was the shorts, and let me tell you why. And this is going to also get into Joann Fabrics, but I want to tell you about this pattern first. So Wednesday, if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing, and don't forget to thumbs up this video. But I will have the whole look. So the next two things I'm working on, the Sassy Sweatsuit and the next thing, I saw in my mind being rocked all together. And so you're just going to get the full look of the sweatsuit and the next thing in Wednesday's video. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, I think it is a very easy make. What I do like is she do have different pattern sizes, so you can purchase. I purchased the 3X through 5X. I felt like my measurements fell in 2X, 3X. And so I was like, well, I can always just do a larger seam allowance for the 3X. I knew I was just going to cut the 3X and do a larger seam allowance. And that's pretty much what I did, just so it wouldn't be overly big, because it's not like the top or the sweatpants are meant to be form-fitting or anything like that. And so I didn't want it to be overly loose. And initially when I first finished it, I was like, ooh, that looked like it's gonna be too big. Still, like, I didn't take, you know, enough. But now having had it on, I think I could have tapered in a little bit closer down, and you'll see in the video, maybe closer down to my lower thigh by my knee. But then again, as I'm walking around in them, I'm like, well, I do actually like that feel. And so, and because the modification I might end up making, because I didn't make this, I knew I wouldn't wear sweatpants, so I modified them into shorts. One of the things I will say about this pattern is it's fabric hungry, in my opinion, for a sweatsuit. I thought it was fabric hungry. So, and keep in mind, I cannot speak for the smaller sizes, obviously, because I don't have that pattern. I got the one that's 3X through 5X. But the 3X, actually I can tell you. I can't tell you because the yardage chart is here for all the sizes. So when you get to the 3X, 4X, and 5X, you need 5 yards of fabric. Again, I thought that was a bit much for for just a simple sweatsuit, and I didn't have enough fabric. Even though I modified the shorts, modified the pants into shorts, I still didn't have enough fabric. But that's on me. That's not on the pattern, because the fabric I'm using, actually, let me show it to you. I already showed you this fabric that I was going to use for a dress I'm making later this month. But I decided I love this fabric. This is the second thing I'm making in this fabric that I found at Joann's. And so this here's the fabric. So as you can tell, on this side it's textured, and then the back, you know, this is the wrong side, but it is so soft. And I just like the way the thing I made last year, which was a Know Me pattern, I just loved how it felt on me. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna switch, and I'm gonna use this to make the Sassy sweatsuit. Not thinking, I didn't look at the yardage chart. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna make the Sassy sweatsuit. I'm making shorts, I should have enough fabric. Absolutely did not. I'm a yard short, even with modifying the shorts. And so what's eating up the fabric, the yardage, is really her sleeves. And it's because they're long sleeves. Yeah, I could make them short sleeves, but I don't want to. And even if I did, I still don't have enough fabric. Even if I had modified this to be short sleeves, which I don't want, there is still not enough. So one sleeve has a cuff, the other sleeve has the tie. And so I would always probably raise them up anyway, but I wanted the look. I just wanted that full look. And so that's why I'm not modifying the sleeves, because I definitely want the long sleeves on this, knowing that I will probably push them up anyway. But and I'm looking on my, let me just show you real quick on my cutting table how this is looking. So this is what's left. So for the sleeve, one of the things that's eating up a lot is, so this is that tie. So that's eating up more. That's why, one of the reasons why you need more fabric, because of that. This is the back, I'm sorry, this is the left sleeve, this is the right sleeve, and they're both cut on the fold. Now obviously I can fold this in half this way and get both pieces out, but this one has the cuff at the bottom and not the tie. So one has a tie, one has a cuff, which I think is so super cute. But then I still have my back in my front that I need to cut out. And this is all the fabric I have left. I only had 3 yards of fabric. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have to take my tail back to Joann Fabrics. And when I went and got this fabric from Joann's, I think in January, they had a ton of it. So I went to Joann Fabrics today, but I cut out the pattern and everything, but I didn't cut out the fabric, so I didn't realize I didn't have enough, and I didn't look at the yardage and the pattern. So that's all on me. But I didn't see if they had more of this, but I wasn't looking for it. So I'm gonna go back to Joann's tomorrow, as a matter of fact, the day you're seeing this, and see if they have more of this fabric. Here's the option. If they have more, all I need is a yard, and I will go ahead and get a yard, and I'm good. I'll finish the top. You'll see the whole look with the other thing I was planning on rocking the whole look with anyway on Wednesday. But say they don't have any more of this fabric, because I'm going to 2 Joann's tomorrow, but say they don't have any more of the fabric, what I'm going to do is, out of the fabric I have left, I'm gonna cut out ME2026. I'll pop it up here. Y'all know I made a million of these because I modified that tank dress to be a tank top, and I'm just going to wear that with this, with the shorts. I have the shorts on. And I'll still have a full set to work with, but I'm gonna have to get 5 yards of another knit, because I don't have 5 yards of a knit here. I do not have 5 yards of a knit here, and I actually, yeah, I don't have 5 yards of any knit here, and I don't want a color block or any of that. I want a solid color, so I'll just get 5 yards of another knit. And the funny thing is, I saw another knit that I liked in Joann's today that I thought was nice, and I might end up getting that. It was a pretty, like, burgundy, purple burgundy. It was real pretty, like the color in here. So I might end up getting that, 5 yards of that, and just sew it up and have that, which will be fine too. But so that's the issue. That's why you don't see the top, because your girl wasn't even paying attention. So far as the instructions, I read through the instructions once I printed it off and before I did any sewing. This is so easy. What I can say is there was nothing so far in the construction. Obviously the jogging pants were real easy and simple to do, but the top, the front and back is cut on the fold, and then you have the waistband pieces for the top, excuse me, and then you have that tie. When I looked at it and adding the cuff, I was like, oh, that's easy. So I don't think this is complicated to sew up. From that perspective, I would recommend it. And because it is size inclusive, she goes up to a, let me tell you what that is, a 5X, and that is a bust of 50, well, finished garment. No, this is not finished garment, but the bust goes up to a 60, a waist up to 54.5, and hips up to a 62. But I don't see, oh, finished garment. Finished garment is 57 for a 5X. Lower, the hips, 77.75 inches. That's a lot. And then the pants lower waist. I think that's after you add the elastic, because that says 44, but you add elastic in, so that must be after it has measured, because the waist goes up to a 54.5. So yeah, so this is I think for sizing and everything is really good. And like I said, Dee does have a sew along over on her channel, so that's what I'm gonna do. You'll see on Wednesday what the final outcome is, but again, I'll show you here and the cutaway, the oh, and the only other thing too, you guys, I forgot, and I probably go back in, you'll probably be able to tell in the pictures, but I should have stitched down my pockets. And I don't think the instructions had you do this. Do a understitch on the pockets, because I feel like the pockets poke out a little bit. And so actually I will probably interface that area of the pocket before you stitch it down, to kind of help it, keep it from bulging out, and then understitch it. And then yeah, that's probably what I would do, because I feel like it bulges out, but you'll see in the video just a little bit, ever so slightly. But I love the way these fit on me, and yes, I will be rocking this at the retreat. Now, what happened when I went to Joann's? Let me get into this real quick. So all of my Joann's are closing, and Talisha, I watched her video and commented, and she told me how Joann's had the $1.99 sale on patterns. And so I was like, oh, well, it's not a sale, it's just they're marked down to $1.99. So I thought that was great. When I go to Joann's, I went to Joann's today and to get something else, and I was like, okay, that'll be perfect. Then I saw on Simplicity site, it says the same thing. Well, I go into Joann's and I asked about the patterns, because I saw in the store they had signs for 30% off the patterns, and I'm thinking that can't be right. And I go and had them scan it. They told me, I asked them first, and they said no, patterns are only 30% off. And he scanned it, and it was $11.99. And this is the manager I'm talking to, of the store. And I said, well, it's online for $1.99. He said, we don't honor that. And it's on the Simplicity site, it's not on Joann's site. But the thing that was frustrating to me was, why are some Joann's patterns $1.99? The store is closing. Why are your patterns just 30% off? They should just be $1.99. Now, I know not all of a majority of the stores are closing, so I'm thinking in my mind, well, maybe it's the ones that's not closing where theirs is only $1.99, and maybe the stores that are closing, they're going to ship that overstock to those stores that are staying open. But when I posted about this over on Instagram, people were like, yeah, their store is closing, and yeah, their patterns are $1.99. And I'm like, that just, and none of the Joann's in my area, their patterns are $1. I called the other two, well, one store never picked up, but the one store did pick up. He said, oh no, we're only doing them for 30% off. And I'm like, there's no way. And so anyway, so I was not too pleased about that. And I was not too pleased, you guys, when I went to check out. You know how you have the coupons in your app and everything like that? I went to check out because I knew what I was buying today was going to be over $50 or $60, but I had the 20% off coupon in my app, and I had the, if you spend over $50 or $60, I think it was 10 or 15, something like that off. And so I shared this over there on Instagram as well. I get up to that cash register, that girl said none of them coupons working because the store is closing. Okay, first of all, that's not on any window, no display that you can't use your app to you know, when you're making a purchase in a store, whether the store is closing or not. It makes no sense, but it's a thing, at least at my location. Maybe some of you guys are more fortunate, and again, I'm talking to managers and stuff at the store, so this is, maybe that's how they rolling down here in Texas. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. For one, that patterns are 30% off when you got them for $1.99 in other stores. It's not like individual people own Joann's. It's all one. So if one store doing it, they all should be doing it, right? In my mind, especially if you closing, why just 30% off? But anyway, and then the fact that we can't use coupons. I mean, what if you closing and you're trying to get the most, bring in the most cash based off the assets that you have? Why wouldn't people will spend more if they know, oh, at checkout I can get $15 off. If I spend $75, they're gonna go ahead and spend the $75 so they can get that $15 off instead of just spending maybe $50, because, you know, I don't know. So I was very not happy about that. So that is my little rant about my Joann's. And I don't know, I asked the manager, did he know when the location was closing? He said he does not know. And so I don't know, maybe the closer it gets to actual closing, some of this stuff will be marked down, because I didn't think there was no sales in my mind on fabric. Fabric was 20% off. Now y'all know when Joann's normally run and I'm talking fashion fabrics, when they run fabric sales on their non-clearance fabrics, it's like 30% off, and then you get an additional this off. They weren't doing any of that. So yeah, I walked out of there paying $10 more, between $10 and $15 more than I normally would, because the fabric was 20% off what I got. It was 20% off, but had I been able to use my coupon in my app, I could have gotten additional like $10 or $15 off. And so yeah, I was none too pleased with that. And so anyway, but you all know I get a majority of my fabric online anyway. So it's times like this when I don't plan properly, or I'm like, oh, I'll just run and Joann and get something real quick, and you know, then I run into these types of things. So although, you know, and that's one of the things I'm gonna miss Joann's about, is being able to, sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, I can order online, but if I want something quick, or if I want to just run for something real quick, you know, and grab something, then I have it. You know, Joann's was there for that. So now, and you all know, majority of my stuff come from online, my fabric, but and I've shared those online places in the past. I have a video here on the channel, but that's it. That's all I got. So I don't have a full look for you, but I will have a full look for you on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. And if you are interested in the mug, this t-shirt, you only have until the 28th of February, but yeah. And if you're interested in attending the retreat next year, which I have so many fun ideas for, make sure you get on the interest form. And yeah, this coming week that you're watching this, the registration for it will open up. And so that's all I got today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate your support. If you're interested in playing my live video, it was over 2 hours. Some people stayed on there with me to the very end, but if you just want something playing in the background and see how things were going, me packing all these orders, have it playing in the background and and check it out. But all right, everybody, I am going to get back to my day. You all have a blessed start to your week, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.